Hey there, cosmic superstars. Welcome to Honestly. My name is Teo, and it's lovely to have you here with me in this moment in time. So, I wanted to really jump on and record this video, and hopefully, it will be a short and quick message. I won't promise you that it will be sweet. I have no doubt that it might trigger some, but I really felt like I need to come on here to share some things that I've observed and noticed, especially within the spiritual communities, more so online. And I really want to point out that there's, a lot of talk about, spiritual warfare and whatnot. And I'm not here to say that it does or does not exist. Okay. I'm well aware there are people out there who are, I guess, out to get you, right? But I want people to also understand that if you truly want to be a spiritual person, if you truly are working towards becoming more conscious, then it's important that you're not falling into certain patterns. You're not falling into the trap and therefore taking part in what I refer to as the separation games. Now, I am a person that believes in unity consciousness, in oneness. Now, what does that mean? It means that there is black, there is white, there's also gray, right? And there is light and dark, and spiritual welfare is something that, obviously exists, but we don't take part in that. Those of us who are sort of on the unity consciousness ship, we don't take part in pointing out the wrongdoers or the perceived wrongdoers, right? Because we innately understand that everybody in this world is in their own journey, on their own journey, I mean, and everyone's doing their best and working at their level of consciousness. So I just want to remind people of that because I am seeing sort of certain toxic behaviors within the spiritual communities online that are almost, it's not like they mean to do it. I don't think people realize they're doing it, but they're fear mongering and they're creating hate. They're pointing a finger at someone because they dissed or bagged out another spiritual person or something like that, right? And I feel like this is the trap here. This is the pattern that we're meant to be trying to break out of. And, on that note, I want people to also know that we are currently in a universal year 7, that we're actually in the transition period right now. And next year, we're moving into a universal year 8, which is meant to be a more abundant year, a year where all our hard work, the fruits of our labor are coming to fruition. Everything is manifesting into existence. However, it is also a karmic year. At least I feel that it is a karmic year where everything you have put out, whether good or bad, is going to be returned. And I almost feel like the last 2 months of this year of 2023, November and December, are doing some final rounds, some final test exams to see whether or not you really understood certain things. And if you make the poor choice and stay in the lower vibrations, then you're going to start to see those things play out. But you're sort of being tested right now to really hold your ground, stand in your power, choose the higher path, the path of operating at a higher vibration, a higher level of consciousness, not taking part in these games that are taking place right now, not creating more hate for this world. It's about creating more love, more love. Okay. And yeah, I just really felt called to come on and talk about that because I am seeing and noticing that there is a lot of, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm going to say it, fear mongering going on. And, we don't need any more fear. We don't need any more hate. What we need is more love and respect. And I'm going to share something that I've always felt about this word. And this is my own feeling of how to perceive this world, right? And yeah, this is not something I've read anywhere. This is just my own inner knowing. So the way I see this world is everything is creation. Everything is creation. This random coffee or glass, what do you call it? Mat. Glass mat is a creation. This little crystal figurine of a raven is creation. This pen is creation. Your Electronic devices are creation. Everything in this world is creation. And I want you to also remember that everything came from someone. Every creation, this pen was someone's idea, someone's dream. Someone crafted this tool into life. And the reason I want you to understand that everything is creation is that it came from someone. It was conceived by another soul. It was their dream. And who are we to bag someone's dream, diss someone's dream? Who are we to sort of do that? You know what I mean? This world was created for creating. And so I respect everyone's path. And I know that there are a lot of things that people do that are not right, are not aligned to my own heart and many hearts, especially the hearts of those operating in higher vibrations. And yes, it's a sad world we live in. There's still wars and stuff going on, which I don't understand, because I'm like, dude, when are we going to grow up? When are we going to stop being so power hungry, right? But at the same time, I know that, from a perspective of oneness, from unity consciousness, everything here was once someone's dream, someone's idea, someone's, manifestation. And so I pay respect to all things created in this world and to all people's life choices. It is what it is. But what we can do for ourselves and how we really save this world is by staying true to ourselves and being aligned to love and light, and not causing more unnecessary hate than we need to. There's no need to go out of your way to destroy another just because they don't agree with your things or you don't agree with their things. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I just felt like I really needed to come on to talk about that, because I feel like there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, and it just breaks my heart. And I'm not a person that's really into all the black and white, positive, negative stuff, in the sense that I don't like politics. I don't like being part of the games, the separation games. I'm operating from another space. Like, I'm not here to take part in that. And there are souls that are here to take part in that for sure. And they'll be the advocates for that. But I don't my soul personally isn't here to advocate for those things. My soul is here to just remind people, respect each other's path, know that everybody is doing their best and operating at their level of consciousness. And there's something that I remember coming across a long, long time ago where it goes, you can't get mad at people for doing bad things or whatnot, because you have to remember they're operating at that level of consciousness. And if they were truly conscious people, if they were all there, they were switched on and they really understood how this world works, they wouldn't do those things. So why are we getting mad at people who just don't know any better? Is it Jesus? I'm not too good with Bible verses, but I know there's a verse in the Bible, I think, that goes, forgive them for they know not what they do. And so I'm just reminding people to forgive others, for they know not what they do, and they're doing the best they can. And in their mind, from their perspective, they may feel or believe that what they're doing is bringing joy into this world, right? And, from another person's perspective, they might not see that because they don't align or agree with that. And that's okay, because, this is a world of duality, of polarity. But the key is seeing the third perspective. There's one perspective on this side, another perspective on this side, but the best perspective is the higher one. And this is why the triangle is such a beautiful shape, really, like geometric shape. It really represents this world, left, right, highest. Left perspective, right perspective, highest perspective. There's no right or wrong. It's about bringing those two perspectives together and understanding, okay, from this side I see here, from that side I see there, and from a higher perspective I see what each other or each perspective is teaching. And I hope I'm making sense, because I just want to remind people I am neurodivergent, and sometimes when it comes to verbal articulation of things, I struggle at times, not all the time, but it's sort of up and down. I write so much better than I actually speak, and there are moments where I really think that I should probably start blogging again and really sharing what I'm really thinking and what's on my mind. But anyway, this video was really about me coming on, just reminding people to sort of be careful. And it's coming from a place of love. And I hate, what I hate is having to always call people out for things, but it's because I see the damage that this is going to cause. I see that, oh, these people, they're doing these things and it's going to cause this sort of ripple, like, because it's almost like I sense the future timelines that these actions are going to lead to, I guess. And yeah, anyway, I am going to end it here. And if you're wondering why I'm just so cleavage is out. Yep, I'll say it. Yes, my cleavage is out, because I thought to myself, especially after getting my shamanic healing last week, shout out and kudos to Sheriff, Dr. Sheriff, I mean. But there was a lot of revelations and a lot of things about me realizing that, hey, it's okay for me to be in my feminine energy. It's okay for me to dress sensual. And if people want to have a go at me and say that I'm using my looks for XYZ to get what I want, the truth is I've never been that person that has used my looks or my assets to get what I want. I get what I want because I worked hard for it, right? But I've had people in the background, the unwarranted haters, the people who are just hating on me because they're either envious or jealous, usually because of the opposite sex, because, I attract the guys that they like. But, I'm not doing anything. That's the thing. I don't go out of my way chasing people. I'm not a chaser. I'm just doing my own thing in my own energy. But I find that people have always been attacking me in sort of indirect manner, indirect ways. Sorry, again, verbal articulation isn't the best, right? And because of that, I feel like I've had to really shrink and hide myself. And the only time I really dress up is when I'm going out to party, to club, to dance, because that's when I feel really in my power. And the more I think about it, I'm just like, why is it my power only comes out at night on the dance floor when I'm dressed to the nines? Like, why is it I can't bring out my power every other day, like in other moments when I'm going out for lunch or something? And I feel like there's just this rebuilding right now of my self-esteem, my self-confidence. And yeah, I'm just drawing all of that back in and realizing that it's okay for me to shine brightly, because in the past I felt uncomfortable to shine because I felt like people around me, my peers, friends, they didn't like it. They didn't like me being too much or taking attention away from them. They wanted me to sort of be the background character, right? But now I'm realizing that's not who I was meant to be, because the fact is I've always been sort of a main character that was being suppressed, that was being pulled back, that was indirectly attacked for being, as I said, too much, right? And now I'm learning that it's okay for me to own me. And this is why, yeah, I've been spending more time on building my self-confidence, my self-esteem, calling it all back, calling my power back, and really focusing on my health. I'm eating better, I'm working out more, and I've actually been on a social media detox for almost 2 months now. I went offline, specifically Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is my stomping ground, really. But yeah, sort of I've gone offline for 2 months since 1st of October, and I was thinking about coming back on maybe end of this week, because I have a friend's hands. It'll be nice to like post some photos with her and stuff, or at least see all the photos. But then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make people wait on me a little longer, because I know there are people waiting. It's always funny how when you go offline and when you disappear, how many people start messaging you and wondering what's going on. And these are the people that often don't even like your things, right? And don't really show that they're watching your stuff, but then you realize they are, because they always seem to know when you go missing. But yeah, so that's just a little side story of why I am sort of in this more feminine sensual energy, and I don't really care what people say, because if people are going to say that I get what I want because of my looks or my assets or me using this, even though the truth is, growing up I never saw it. I've always considered myself average and, worst of all, ugly. And people will be like, really? It's like, yeah, I actually did. And that's again because I was surrounded by the wrong people, the wrong environments, people who were always trying to shrink me, keep me small, dim my light, snuff my light, and all that wonderful low vibrational stuff, right? But anyway, getting sidetracked. I hope the key message has been received, which is just be careful of the separation games, guys. Operate from a place of love. If you can hold back, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. There's no need to attack other people just because you don't disagree with them, right? And understand that it's their journey. And I know that in a way this message is contradictory, because am I not coming on and having a go at others? And this is not me trying to have a go. This is just me trying to build awareness. Go, hey guys, just be nicer to each other, and just know that I get that some things don't seem right in this world, and some people are doing bad things and attacking those within the spiritual communities and whatnot. But there's no need for you to jump on and then, attack them back, step into that sort of revengeful sort of energy, that energy where, you're pointing at them as well. Because the moment anyone points a finger at another, you're part of the separation game, right? The moment you try to get people to hate on someone, or yeah, you're ganging up. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, I am going to go now. My little cat, my baby boy, is a little bit annoyed because I've locked him in this room with me, and he wants to leave. So actually, let me grab him for you, right? I would love you guys to meet Bolo. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. Lovely to speak to you, and I've got fur all over my mouth. Um, yeah, I guess I'm gonna post this. Bye.